So in the previous video, we were looking at how to convert infix expressions to postfix expressions. So we looked at how to convert this expression to postfix expression using a direct method. This video, I will try to convert this expression to postfix expression using a stack. Therefore, I'll just write down input. I will say here stack. I'll stay here. Output. So while converting from infix to postfix using stack, we know that we have to scan each and every token from the left to the right. Therefore, first is A. A is not an operator. Therefore, I will not push A into the stack. I will just write A here in the output. Then comes the plus operator. The plus operator is an operator obviously, therefore I'll push it into the stack and then I will write A as it is here. Now comes B. B is not an operator, therefore plus, and then B will come on the output side. Then I will have now multiplication or star. Now as we know, star has greater precedence than that of plus, right? So in the previous example or in the previous video, I told about precedences. The first precedence is exponential and its associativity is from right to left. Second, you have multiplication or division, associativity is from left to right. Third, you have plus comma minus, associativity is from left to right. Therefore here, as we can see clearly, that the precedence of multiplication is greater than the precedence of plus. From this table we can see precedence of multiplication is 2, whereas precedence of plus is 3. Therefore, if the precedence of the incoming operator is greater than the precedence of the operator in the stack, we push the incoming operator into the stack. Therefore here plus multiplication A and B. I am writing multiplication on the right hand side of plus. So basically this becomes the top of the stack. So basically here I have plus and multiplication here, and star is the top of the stack, and here star is the top of the stack, correct? Now comes C. Here C is not an operator, therefore I'll just write A, B, C, right? And then comes minus. Now clearly see, we have to compare minus with the top of the stack. The top of the stack is multiplication. Therefore minus has less precedence than multiplication operator. Therefore we need to pop the star operator from the stack. Therefore here A, B, C and star out of the stack. Now this is out of the stack. Now we just don't push minus into the stack, we also compare minus with the plus operator here. Therefore minus and plus have the same precedence. So the rule is that if the incoming operator has the same precedence as that of the operator in the stack, we pop that operator as well, right? So here first we compared minus with multiplication operator. The minus has lesser precedence than that of the multiplication operator, therefore we popped it out of the stack. Now we compare minus with plus. They have the same. The rule for postfix is that if the incoming operator has less precedence than that of the operator in the stack, we pop the operator out of the stack. If the incoming operator has less precedence than that of the operator, we pop. If the incoming operator has equal precedence also, we pop the operator. Therefore we pop plus as well. Now the stack is empty because we popped multiplication and plus operator. Therefore we push minus into the stack here, right? Then you encounter D here, that is the last token here. D is not an operator, therefore minus A, B, C, star, plus, and then comes D. So basically after this we have evaluated all the tokens in this expression. The only symbol or only operator left is the minus operator, therefore we insert it here. Therefore this is our final postfix expression. You can see from the previous video that the direct method and the method using stack will have the same answer, right? We move on to the next expression. So in the next expression, I will just say a plus b parenthesis into c. First we'll quickly do it using direct method. So in the direct method, we know that we have to evaluate parenthesis first, right? So here a plus b, that this is nothing but a b plus, we send plus to the right of the operand 2. This is operand 1, operand 2, right? So once I evaluate the plus operator, we can dismiss the parenthesis, and then I will write out star c. We have already evaluated plus. The only operator that is yet to be evaluated is multiplication. Therefore this becomes operand 1, this becomes operand 2. I'll say ab plus c star. This is my postfix expression, correct? So now we will do it using stack quickly. Therefore I'll say here input stack, and I'll say here output, right? Now we will evaluate from left to right everything. Now let us listen carefully, because we have parentheses here. We have not encountered parentheses till now. So the first token is parenthesis. Whenever you encounter a parenthesis, just push the parenthesis into the stack here, right? This is the stack, and then in the output there's nothing right now, right? Then comes a, the parenthesis stays as it is in the stack, we push or we write a in the output. Now comes plus. So after parenthesis there is nothing, so basically here parenthesis, and then because plus is an operator, we push it into the stack, right? And then we have a as it is in the output. Now we have b, right? B parenthesis plus and a b. Now I have a closing parenthesis. Therefore what I'll do, I'll just push the closing parenthesis into the stack, right? And then I will write here a b. So once you encounter a closing parenthesis, you will pop whatever is there inside the open and the close parenthesis. Therefore basically plus will be popped out and the parenthesis will be destroyed. Therefore I will have here ab plus, and you will have empty stack now, correct? Now comes star here, multiplication, the stack is empty. Therefore you will just push star a b plus here. Now comes c, okay? You will have star here as it is, a b plus c here, right? And then we have evaluated the whole expression, which means that we have seen each and every token from left to right. It is done. Now the only operator left is the star operator. Therefore we will pop it out to the stack. Therefore the final answer will be ab plus c star, which you can see that this answer and this answer is exactly the same, correct? Right? So we can verify our answer using the direct method. So in the exam, if they ask you using stack, first do it using the direct method and then do it using the stack and compare the two answers whether your stack implementation is correct or not. That's how you will know that your answer is right. We will move on to the next expression. Okay, we will say, I'll say here a plus b minus c star d. This is converting from infix to postfix, right? We'll quickly do it using the direct method. So using the direct method, we will just check the operators here. We know that star has greater precedence than plus and minus. Therefore we need to evaluate c star d, right? So basically we are doing here using direct method, correct? So basically here a plus b minus cd star, right? So basically the star operator has been evaluated. Now we need to check out the other operators. There is plus, there is minus. Plus and minus have the same precedence. Therefore once they have the same precedence, then we have to see associativity. In the previous videos we have seen if the two operators have the same precedence, that is plus and minus, then the associativity is from left to right. Left to right. In the this, as we can see here, if plus and minus have the same precedence, then the associativity is from left to right. So here we need to solve first a plus b, correct? A plus b. Therefore here a b plus, this becomes ab plus minus c d star. Now this will become our operand 1, this will become our operand 2, and this will become your operator. Now here this is very simple, ab plus cd star, and minus will come to the right of operand 2, that is minus here. So this is your postfix expression. So quickly doing it using stack, I'll just write down here input, stack, and output, right? So the first token is A. Again, using stack, we move from left to right. We evaluate each and every token from left to right. We scan each and every token from left to right. The first token is A. It is not an operator. I will write A. Plus is an operator. I will push it into the stack. I will write A as it is. B is not an operator. Plus is there in the stack. I'll write plus. I'll say A, B. Now I have minus. As you know, minus and plus have the same precedence. So I have already told you that if the incoming operator has the same precedence as that of the operator in the stack, pop the operator from the stack. Yes, pop it from the stack and push the operator into the stack, that is minus. Then comes C. C is not an operator. AB plus C. Then comes multiplication star. If the incoming operator has greater precedence than the operator from in the stack, then push, right? AB plus C plus C, correct? Right? After C you have star, right? And then after star you will have D here, correct? D. So again, D is not an operator, therefore AB plus C D, correct? Now we have evaluated the whole expression, or we have scanned the whole expression from left to right. The only thing that is left is operators in the stack. Therefore here the stack can be represented like this, where you have minus here and the top of the stack is star. The first operator that will pop out is star, and then the second operator that will pop out is minus, correct? Minus. So we will pop this out. Now I can write like this, AB plus CD. First is star and then minus. This is our postfix expression, which is exactly the same as that of the expression we have done using the direct method. I hope you have understood this. We will move on to the next expression. Again, this is infix to postfix. We'll write the expression a little complex one. A star B plus, in the bracket I'll say C by D minus E. First we'll quickly do it using our direct method. As you can see, we need to first solve the parenthesis. Whenever we are doing using direct method, just see parenthesis, and then if there are no parentheses, see whether which operator has the greatest precedence. So once you find parenthesis, just solve the leftmost parenthesis. So this is the only parenthesis that is left. Therefore, let us solve this first, right? C by D. So I'll just write here A star B plus, put parenthesis here, C D by minus E, right? So why did I not destroy the parenthesis? Because we are yet to solve the subtraction of the minus operator here. This is solved, but this is yet to be solved. This, because we are yet to solve it, I have kept the parenthesis as it is. Now we have still the parenthesis, therefore we need to solve this one. Therefore this would be our operand 1 and operand 2. A star B plus, now we can destroy the parenthesis because we are solving the only operator that is left. CD by E minus, correct? Right? So therefore now division operator has been solved, the subtraction operator has been solved. The operators that are left yet to be solved are the multiplication operator and the plus operator, correct? So now Now we will see which operators are yet to be solved. These two operators are yet to be resolved. Therefore here we clearly know that multiplication has greater precedence than that of the addition operator. Therefore this would be operand 1, this would be operand 2. Here a b star, right? I'll say here plus cd by e minus. So star has already been resolved. Therefore now this would be your operand 1 and this whole thing would be your operand 2. So I'll say AB star CD by E minus, plus will come to the right hand side of operand 2. Therefore this would be plus. This is your postfix expression using direct method. Right? Now let us solve it using stack. So I'll just quickly write here input stack and output. In stack, you know that we have to solve from left to right, evaluating each and every token. Here the first token is a, nothing in the stack because it is not an operator, we write a here. Star, yes, it is an operator, we put star here, we write a here. Now you have b, correct? Star stays as it is. In the output you have a, b. Now we have plus. Plus operator has lesser precedence than that of the operator in the stack. The incoming operator plus has less precedence than that of the operator in the stack. Therefore we have to pop star out, a b star, and push plus into the stack. Then you have the opening parenthesis, right? Now I'll have plus here and then I will put parenthesis here and then I'll say AB star. Now the next token is C. It is not an operator, therefore I'll say AB star C. Next token is division. It is an operator, but there is nothing after the parenthesis, right? There's nothing to compare after. You cannot compare division with plus because we have parenthesis. You have to compare operators after the parenthesis, but there are no operators after the parenthesis. Therefore, just push division into the stack and I'll say AB star C, right? And then comes D. Now it is not an operator, therefore I'll say AB star C D, right? Now comes after D, now comes minus. Now you will compare minus with what? With the operators after the parenthesis. There is only one operator, that is division, and minus has less precedence than that of the operator in the stack after parenthesis. Therefore you will pop my division out, AB star CD, pop division out. Once you pop division out, right, this parenthesis you just pop division out and then there is nothing left after the parenthesis. There is only plus, and then after popping division out you move minus into the stack after the parenthesis. Therefore I'll say here plus and then here minus, and then the last or the second last token is E here. Therefore it is not an operator, therefore I will say here AB star CD by E, correct? And then I have the closing parenthesis. So what I'll do, I will just say here minus and then I'll close here. So I have already told you, once you close the parenthesis, you pop all the operators from the parenthesis. Therefore, for lack of space, what I'll do, I will write here only, I'll say AB star CD by E. I'm popping E out, I'm popping minus out. Therefore, this whole thing is destroyed here. Once it is destroyed, we know that you have evaluated all the tokens from left to right. Therefore, evaluation is complete for the whole expression. Therefore, the only operator left in the stack is plus. So you just add plus here. So as you can observe, this our stack conversion is equal to our conversion from the direct method, AB star CD by E minus plus, exactly the same as that of the direct method, which means that our expression is correct. right? So let us do the last expression for this video, so that we can get a hold of how we can convert infix to postfix. So I will say here a plus b star c plus d minus e. First I'll do it with the direct method. So direct method, just see the parenthesis first. You have two parentheses, so solve the leftmost parenthesis. So you can directly solve it here. A plus b is nothing but ab plus star, and then write down as it is. So one important thing is that once you are solving the parenthesis, when would you destroy the parenthesis? Whenever you have solved each and every operator. So here there is only one operator. So once I have resolved that operator, I have put the operator to the right of operand 2, which means that I have no operators left. Therefore I have taken out the parenthesis and I have written as it is. I hope you understand. So next you have this parenthesis here. So we have to solve this parenthesis. So in this parenthesis, also you have two operators, that is plus and minus, right? So you have to solve the left. Plus and minus, we all know that if plus and minus have the same precedence, therefore left to right associativity, left would be solved first. Therefore a b plus star, I will keep the parenthesis because we are yet to solve minus, right? cd plus minus e, I'll keep the parenthesis, right? Now again parenthesis is still there, we need to solve this minus. Therefore once I solve this minus, I can remove the parenthesis completely. ab plus star cd, right, plus, then I'll write down e as it is and minus, right, minus. So basically we have solved this whole parenthesis now. So we have solved e, we have solved plus, we have solved minus, and here we have solved this plus as well. We have solved this plus, this minus, and this plus. The only operator left is multiplication operator. Therefore this will become your operand 1 and this whole thing will become your operand 2. Whole thing will become your operand 2. Therefore we know we have to put this operator to the right of operand 2, ab plus cd plus e minus, then comes star. So this is our postfix expression. So we'll quickly do it using stack. I'll say input, I'll say stack, and I'll say output, right? The first thing comes, we have parenthesis, just push the parenthesis into stack, nothing in the output. I have a here, a is not an operator, therefore in the output a comes out, right? Then I'll have an operator called plus, therefore just push the plus into the stack after the parenthesis, right? And then I will just write a here. Then I have b here, so as it is, and then I will write a b. Then I have this close bracket, so I will close this parenthesis. Then I'll write ab here, and then you know once we have the closing bracket, we need to pop out all the operators. So basically I'll pop out here, I'll just write down here only, and just I'll just say dash here, which means that the stack is now empty. Now I have star here, so now there's nothing in the stack, therefore I'll push the star operator or the multiplication operator ab plus. Now again I have the open bracket, right? Open. Now I will write open parenthesis after star, and then I'll say ab plus. Then I have c here, c is not an operator, therefore I'll say here ab plus c. Then I have the plus operator after parenthesis, there is no operator, therefore there is nothing to compare. So you cannot compare plus and star, you have to compare only the operator that is after the parenthesis. Therefore here I will just push plus into the stack, ab plus c. Then I have here d, I'll just write it as it is, ab plus cd, correct? D is done, the operator that is next token is minus. So now I'll compare minus with plus. They both have the same precedence. We know that the incoming operator has the same precedence as the operator in the stack. Pop the operator from the stack and then push the incoming operator into the stack, right? So I will pop it here itself. I will write plus here and then I'll write here minus. So I'll write it AB plus CD plus, correct? Now I have E here. So minus is done, therefore I'll have E here. So then E is not an operator, so I'll say AB plus CD plus E. Okay, so here we have popped out plus here. So basically here we have compared minus and plus, and we have popped out plus here, and there remains star here and there remains star here, correct? So we are just putting star here. So now after evaluating this expression AB, we have AB plus CD plus E. I have just forgotten star here, just put star here before minus. There is nothing to evaluate. So here we compared minus and plus, they both are equal precedence, so we popped out plus, right? We popped out plus here and then star remains, correct? So once we pop out plus here, there is nothing in the stack, and I'll just write here minus, right? I'll just write here minus after E, and then I'll write minus, and then we have E here. E is not an operator, therefore I have just written E here, and after E you have the closing operator, therefore here star minus, I'll close out here. So now once I close out, I need to pop out the minus operator. I'll say AB plus CD plus E minus, therefore this is destroyed. We have evaluated the whole expression here. The only operator that is left is star, therefore AB plus CD plus E minus star. This will be our postfix expression. I think the only mistake we did was we did not put star here. So once I pop out plus and then I push minus into the stack, then this is star, inside the parenthesis I have a minus, correct? Then I evaluate E, I just put E in the output. After that we encounter the closing parenthesis, therefore star open parenthesis minus the close parenthesis. Once I have the close parenthesis, I pop out minus, and then we observe that we have evaluated the whole expression and the only operator left is star, therefore the star will be popped out at the end, and this is what we got. Therefore, as you can see, this postfix and this postfix expression is exactly the same, therefore our answer is correct, right? So we have seen some small to medium level expressions here, conversion from infix to postfix. So in the next video we'll see a little more complex conversions, right? Thank you for watching, and if you have any doubts in this explanation, you can just comment and I will try to answer these doubts in the comment section. Thank you again.